Hi everyone, welcome back. Happy New Year. Today's song is Turning Tables by Adele. This one's in the key of C minor. So we have B flat, E flat and A flat. Now I've done the proper intro. I have simplified the left hand because I do easier versions for most people. If you want a more complex left hand, then you can just send me a message. So I'll start with the intro now. Right hand uses eighth notes and it is quite fast. So I'll show you slowly to begin with, and the best fingers, and then obviously with practice you speed up. So the intro in the right hand, we need 1 on middle C, 2 on E flat, 5 on B flat. So we go C, E flat, C, E flat, B flat, E flat, B flat, E flat. So when you count, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now you're going to do that set 4 times, so 4 bars. Then we move, instead of the B flat, we need G. So we need C, E flat, C, E flat, G, E flat, G, E flat. Now that's going to be twice, so 2 bars. Then we move from the G to the A flat. Now we've got 1 bar of that one. And on the last bar, similar, but C, E flat, C, A flat, G, C, E flat, C. So I'll play slowly in order. Now in the left hand, what I've done is octaves. Like I said, it does do like a broken chord like this, but it's a lot trickier to line up when you're trying to do eighth notes. But feel free to send me a message about it and I can send it to you. So this is your position. We're going to do a C octave for the first 2 bars, hold it down. So it'll be a whole note tied for 2 bars. Now we're going to repeat these 2 bars, but this will now be A flat. Then we're changing this to G and we're moving this to F. Back to A flat. Like that. Okay, I'll now play the intro to speed. Sounds really cool. Now, we have the verse. Now, the verse is exactly the same as the intro because I've simplified the left hand for you. You do 2 more sets of that. So don't change it, just do 2 rounds. So you've got the intro, then 2 more rounds for the verse. Then we have the pre-chorus. So we need to have 1 on A flat, 2 on C, 3 on D, 4 on E flat, 5 on F. This is your position. So it's basically an open hand with 1 on, so we're not using the B flat until the end. So we need A flat and C, A flat and D, A flat and E flat, A flat and F, back to A flat and E flat, A flat and D. You're going to do that again. I'll talk about timing after. Then almost the same again, but A flat and C is again, A flat and D is again, A flat and E flat again, then A flat and B flat, so you're 1 and 2, then keep the 2 on the B flat and drop to a B flat second, so F, B flat, D. Okay, I'll show you that again. So follow the lyric there. Now, do an A flat octave under the A flat and C. Then when you reach the A flat and D, hit it again. When you repeat that set, you then move to F. Back to A flat. When you do the B flat second, of course, move to B flat. Once again, if you can't reach an octave, single note, go the lower note, gives it a bit more bass. Now I'll play that to speed. Now, with the chorus, I've just done half notes to make it easier because I know that people want to sing. So the first chord we have is a C minor 7. So we need B flat, which is the 7, C, E flat and G over a C octave. So we're just going to do half notes and hold them. You could put in the melody if you want, but it does make it trickier. So this is the first chord for half note. Then we're going to do an A flat 9, but we're going to make it a first inversion. So you need C, E flat, A flat, B flat over an A flat octave. So what I'm doing is I'm keeping the melody at the top to make it stand out. E flat second, so we need B flat, E flat and G over an E flat. Then we need an A flat first, not the 9, so we just have C, E flat, A flat over F. That set is going to come around again. So you'll see the repeat between on the screen. Go back to the C minor 7. Now this time we're going to do the A flat add 9 but in a root position. So we have A flat, B flat, C, E flat over A flat octave. Then this next bar you're going to do as quarters. So an A flat root over A flat octave, E flat first, G, B flat, E flat over a G octave, E flat root, E flat, G, B flat over B flat, so that's a split chord, and then a B flat first, D, F, B flat. Come back up. This next bar is going to be a 2/4 bar. So A flat first over F, it's the say goodbye bit. So A flat first over F, E flat second again, A flat root again. So let's say goodbye. Okay, so that's the chorus. Then it leads you into the intro. So I'll play that to speed. Like I said, they're half notes apart from that bar with the quarters and then the 2/4 bar. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the 2/4 bar. We need to hold that A flat root. And that's the chorus. Now, from here, you repeat the intro. No changes. You repeat the verse. You repeat the pre-chorus. You repeat the chorus. You repeat the intro again. So no changes. Just make sure you take screenshots for when you practice so you know how many of each you are doing before you sit down and do your playing. Then we have a bridge. So this is the first bridge. C minor over a C. These are whole notes now. So C minor, C, E flat and G. C minor 7, add the B flat, change this to A flat. Then we need a E flat second, so you're just going to let go of the C and move this to E flat. Then we need an F minor second, so we need C, F and A flat over F. Now you'll see the repeat between. Now the first time is the F minor second on the end, and you'll see the second time is B flat add 9. So I'm coming back around again, C minor 7 over A flat, E flat second. This time B flat add 9, so B flat, C, D and F over B flat. So that's the bridge. I'll play that to speed. Okay, so yeah, pretty straightforward. So you can play along and sing. Now, from here, you repeat the chorus. You repeat the intro again, but you're going to do it 2 times, not once. And then you end the song on a C minor first, so E flat, G and C over a C octave, just to give it a solid ending. So that's the song. So obviously a lot of repeating. So any questions? If you want the advanced left hand for the intro, just let me know. Otherwise, enjoy the song. It's a fantastic song, like most of us. So have a wonderful start to the new year. Take care, everyone. Thanks for subscribing. I look forward to 2026. Have a good one. Cheers. Bye.